What it is, it's your boy, the NetworkBruh, live in the place to be. It is 8:03 Eastern Standard Time. We're going to get this lab going. It is configuring VTP clients and servers on Catalyst switches. Hit me with a bruh if y'all can hear me. In the meantime, let's go ahead and get this lab going here. We're going to get the bruhs going here first. GNS3 gave us some issues in the last live lab. That's what I meant to call this, live lab. Five. Hit me with a bruh if you can hear me. Anyway, let's just call it VTP Clients and Servers. VTP Clients and Servers. There's another reason why I like doing this live as well. I talk out loud and I kind of like, and I play these back too. And I watch my mistakes and stuff like that. I go back and read some of the chats that you know I might have missed or whatever. Maybe somebody pointed something out. We're gonna try the iOS layer 2 switch one more time. If it crashes on us, then so be it. If not, then we'll try the EtherSwitch router. There it goes, it crashed. So we might have to do packet tracer again. Let's try that bad boy. Delete this bad boy. Console into that bad boy. Now remember the EtherSwitch router, this is the one that got the little module. So this don't work like a regular switch. So hopefully we can see how this bad boy works. But anyways, we need 2 switches and 2 routers. And this don't look like too good. There it goes. There it go. Yeah, see? It's working. But this is what we need to remember here. This is a normal router, so this is a router with the module inside. It's been pre-configured with hard-coded speed and duplex. To create VLANs, we got to do VLAN database from exec mode. After creating all the desired VLANs, use exit. And we got to do show VLAN switch brief. So y'all got to remember this command right here. Hit me with a bruh if you can hear me, if anybody's in here. Hit me with the like button as well. Let's go ahead and bring up this bad boy. So we needed 2 routers. Let me show y'all the topology real quick. Let me bring it up some. So that way we got space. Bring that bad boy over here. Over here. We got another EtherSwitch router. So these, I know they work. So don't fret. And let's bring up, we need 2 routers. 2 switches, 2 routers. We gotta have router 1 and router 3 for some odd reason. I don't know why they got router 3 there. There's only 2 routers. So let's go ahead and bring those bad boys up. Mr. Mad Skills 407. Oh, you right around the corner from me, man. Didn't you say you was in Lake Mary, right? If I'm not mistaken. We're gonna cable these bad boys up real quick. Where is my cables? Where are my cables? Cables. I forgot where they at. They down here. They're hiding over here. And we're gonna go to FA01 to FA01. Anyway, Mr. Mad Skills 407, shout out to you. So yeah, I'm in Metro West, if you know where that's at, like over by Kirkman area, just north of the Universal Studios in that area. Lake Mary, I'm not too familiar with it. I know exactly where it's at. I used to I actually work in Winter Park. And bring the other one over here. Yeah, I actually work in Winter Park and travel back and forth via 408. Lake Mary, you over on the west? Yeah, exactly. I'm on the west side. That's right. You know about this area then. Anyway, like that, we're gonna put these bad boys over here. We're gonna do FA02. So on this guy, I'm gonna do 10 and then FA02 there. I actually know, you know what? I used to know a Mad Skills. He was a rapper in the 407 area. That wouldn't happen to be you, would it? His name was Mad Skills. He was a rapper. Zachary Ballard, shout out to you. Good stuff. I always wanted a start a channel and do one of these type of videos. Do it, man. I used to, how did I get started? While I'm getting, let me cable this up first. So I used to want to see somebody that's kind of like me. There was a couple people, like, especially specifically Dewan Lightfoot. I don't know if you ever heard of him. He has a channel and a website called Lab Every Day. And, you know, I just liked, you know, I like computer networking and stuff like that. And he was just really inspiring me. And he was really inspiring. You know, and we communicate as well. So, you know, he gives me a lot of advice. You know, he's a senior network engineer and stuff like that. And just watching his stuff, I was like, I want to do it. You know what? If I would have done his channel, I would have done it this way, I would have done it that way. From that point on, I just was like, why don't I just make my own channel? And I had this topic called when I was studying for the CCNP switch exam. This guy's supposed to be FA02. I don't want to hold y'all up too long. He's going to be FA00. And the topic was SDM templates. And I want to rename that guy to Router 3. And I said, and it reminded me of this, the topic SDM templates reminded me of the, sorry, this is not possible rename of a dynamo. Oh, it's already powered on. So I got to turn it off before I can rename it. So let's do that. I'm going to stop that bad boy. Rename it. I don't know why they named him Router 3. I don't know if that's a typo in here or not, but Router 3. I'm hoping this supports VTP. Now, this is the EtherSwitch router. This is actually a router with the switch module installed, if y'all don't know. Freddie Scott says, I appreciate the videos. It helped me pass the CCNP Enterprise. That's what's up, man, because the videos I had weren't even on the CCNP Enterprise exam, but a lot of the stuff from the old CCNP switch and route exam was transferable to the, they just renamed the exam, maybe added a couple things. They added more automation and stuff like that. And that was pretty much it. That's not possible to rename. Oh, I already did that. So power him on. Yeah. Anyways, these guys are actually routers with the switch module installed. So I don't know if it supports VTP. Hopefully it does. If it does not, we're going to have to do what we did last time in the last video, live lab. What did we end up doing? Having to use packet tracer. So hopefully we don't have to do that in this. Gonzalo, you are not late, man. I didn't even schedule this. I just was like, you know what? Let me try to lab every day. So around 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, if I don't have my daughter, I'm gonna try to lab. I'm trying to do these labs every day. Right now, the next couple labs are gonna be switching stuff, a lot of easy VLAN stuff. So configure terminal. He's gonna be switch 1. So y'all should know these are basics right here, right? Host name switch 1. And then FA01 is going to be a trunk. Anyways, let's read the lab objectives here. Yeah, Mad Skills, Mr. Mad Skills 407. Yeah, but by the way, yeah, Freddie, congratulations on passing the CCNP exam. I'm glad my videos help, man. That, like, every time I see like emails or somebody hit me up on Twitter or somebody like leave a comment below and lets me know that my videos help, that's what keeps me going to do these videos and stuff like that. So shout out to you, Freddie, and congrats on passing that exam. But yeah, Mad Skills. There was actually a rapper. If you know about the underground hip hop area and here in Orlando, there was a guy named Mad Skills. He used to do a lot of freestyles, and he used to do this thing called what was it called? It was like lunch truck freestyles or something like that, where he would go to Universal Studios and freestyles in front of the food truck and stuff like that. And he would bring a bunch of guys. He used to host a lot of shows and stuff like that. But his name is not Mad Skills. He was just called Mad Ills. My bad. That's why I got confused. I'm thinking of the old rapper back in the day, named Mad Skills. Anywho, I'm getting off topic here. We need to get this done. I want to try to get this done in about a half hour. That way I can get y'all back to y'all studies. Objective of this lab was waiting a couple more people to log on too as well. Is for you to learn and understand how to configure VTP server and client modes on Cisco Catalyst switches. By default, all Cisco switches are VTP server devices. Well, let's see if this even supports it, right? Show VTP status. Good. Okay, good. Thank God. Okay, and as you can see, I just powered these on and it's in server status, right? So Gonzalo, again, you're not late. I was waiting on a couple people to, log on and stuff like that. Configuring VTP client and server modes is a fundamental skill. VLANs are configured on VTP servers, and VTP clients receive VLAN information from the VTP servers in the same VTP domain. VLAN sharing is possible by using a trunk between the switches. As a Cisco engineer, as well as in the Cisco CCNA exam, you will be expected to know how to configure VTP client and server modes. So if y'all know anything about VTP, VTP stands for VLAN Trunking Protocol. It's a way to, remember in the last video how we had two switches like this, switch 1 and switch 2, right? We created all the VLANs on this guy, right? Then we had to go to this one and create all the VLANs on this guy. Well, VTP is a way to kind of like create the VLANs on this guy and let them propagate across a trunk automatically. So whatever VLANs you create, modify, delete, whatever on here, will get automatically done on here. And that's what we supposedly going to be doing in this lab right here. I guess let me do a labeling here. I don't know why they do it like this when you take them out. So hope y'all can see that. This guy is supposed to be apparently, he's going to be a VTP server. So VTP server, he's switch 1. And then this guy right here is going to be a VTP client. Right? So just like we thought, where did it go? I'm playing the Houdini disappearing act over here on me. VTP client. Right? Perfect. We got to power this bad boy on. And hopefully all of this stuff worked. If y'all tuned in the last live lab, DNS3 crashed on me because of, I guess, the image that I had on the other switch. It was actually iOS, so I'll try to fix that before we do another live lab. I don't want to resort to packet tracer because the packet tracer is limited with their commands, and I think, okay, please use the following topology to complete this lab exercise. So let's go ahead and start from left to right. We're gonna work on this guy, then this guy, then this guy, then that guy. So console on the router 1. Y'all hit me with that like button if you like what you see so far. Share this video on your social media feeds. Shout out to Zachary Ballard. Go ahead, man. Start a channel. If you need some help, hit me up. I'll send you my email or whatever. I'll help you get started and stuff like that. I was like, I didn't know none of this stuff. I didn't know anything about, doing live streams and nothing like that. I hit up Dewan, asked him some questions. He told me what software to use, what editing software and stuff like that. And then I had a guy that actually donated some equipment and this ring light and stuff like that to me. His name is Patrick Kinane. He's another YouTuber. If you want to check him out, he does stuff on Cisco's like collaboration stuff. So any kind of like VoIP phones, videos, stuff like that. He has a channel on that. I'll leave a link in the description below for his channel. But anyways, he donated this stuff for me. The ring light, the microphone. What else he gave me? He gave me something else. I can't even remember. But, shout out to him. But anyways, yeah. Like-minded individuals, man. If you need some help starting up a channel or something like that, hit me up. Router 1. Oh, he's already named Router 1. Interface FA00. So I guess in this case it's going to be 10. That is going to be in 10.01. So configure terminal interface FA. This is going to take longer than I thought. If you ever get the chance, purchase CML. Super convenient. A lot of images. I keep hearing that, but for me, if it's for free, it's for me. I really don't like spending equipment unless it's hardware. For some reason, I don't know why I don't like buying stuff like that or subscriptions. And like I don't even have I use free Pandora when I listen to music and stuff like that. He's 10 IP address, but I keep hearing about CML, even G as well. That's another one. They got the free community edition, and then they got the paid one. 10. Oh, my bad. 0. Please don't let me fat finger squad in the building. 0.0.1/28 subnet mask is what? 255.255.255. What's the last octet for anybody that knows? You might have to get the CML purchased version. You talking about? I didn't even know there was a free version. Yeah, I didn't even know what Gonzalo, Fat Finger Squad in the building, man. Please, y'all don't let me make any mistakes in this lab, because remember it took us like an hour to fix BGP last time. Y'all remember that? That was the BGP lab. If anybody knows what the last octet for a 255.255, no, my bad, a /28 subnet. That's y'all pop quiz for today. What's the last octet in a /28 subnet? Let's move on to switch 1. Right? I know the answer. I'm just testing y'all. FA02 is going to be in VLAN 10, but I didn't make VLAN 10 yet, so we need to do that. Configure terminal, right? VLAN. Remember to create a VLAN. You just type in VLAN and then the number. Oh, you know what? This is not even a router, right? I mean, this is not a switch. It says you got to do this to create the database. I mean, a VLAN. Smith Sharon got the answer. Oh, my bad. Gonzalo said it first. .240. You're right. Firestorm did it too. 240. And shout out to Smith. I just happened to see yours first. But yes, it's .240. Y'all check out Professor Messer's 7-second subnetting if you need to know. That's how I learned it. Subnetting was such a... It seemed like... it just seemed like a really confusing topic to me until I saw that video, and I'm like, a light bulb just popped in my head. Anyway, we need to do VLAN database. Get out of that. That's not how we do it. How do we get into a VLAN? Oh, Jesus. There's a way to do it. To create VLANs, use the command VLAN database from exec mode. That's why. So we got to go to exec mode and do VLAN database. And then we create. Y'all see how they got to do it on these switches right here? Remember, this is a router with the EtherSwitch module connected to it. And then from here, we can do VLAN 10 and then name. Can we just do name like that? How you name the VLAN in this case? Add, modify values. Maybe you got to do VLAN, because see, on a regular switch you type in name and then the name of it, right? You can't even do it on this guy. Does anybody know on the router with the EtherSwitch module, can you name the VLANs? You can apply changes, bump the revision number, negate a command, reset, show database information, could you just do show current, let me see. Does anybody know how to name? On a regular switch, you could just do name while you're in VLAN config mode. You do name and then, and then the name of the VLAN, and you can name it. I'm supposed to name this VLAN sales, but this is a switch. This is a router with the EtherSwitch module connected to it. Maybe that's going to be our next pop quiz for the day. Let's just name it VLAN 10 and go with that for now. Maybe we could just do VLAN 10 and then put a name afterwards. There you go. That's how you do it. Y'all see that? See how I'm learning things on the fly here? That's why I like doing these live labs better than the tutorials I create. I just learned something new here. So VLAN 10 name and then sales like that. And now we named it sales. So now we do show VLAN. No. Can we get out of this and do show VLAN? Show VLAN brief. No. You got to actually type it out. Brief. Gonzalo said, I'll check out that subnetting video on the weekend, bro. Yep. Just finishing with UDP and TCP right now. Cool, man. Was that my video you was watching? Hopefully that was my tutorial on TCP and UDP. Show VLAN brief. Mother. That's an ambiguous command. Tell me why is that an ambiguous command, y'all? Here's something else I'm gonna have to learn. Show VLANs brief. No, you just do show VLANs. No virtual LANs configured. Get out of here. I just created VLAN 10. I just created it. It's right there. Y'all see it, right? See, I don't know how to use this router with the EtherSwitch module to view it. Maybe just do show VLANs 10. No sub interface. No, that's not it. Interesting. VLAN range switch VLANs. Show VLAN range. Hyphen range because it's a router. Correct, but we're still able to create VLANs and stuff like that. Does the show VLAN brief? How do I know the VLANs I created? Because I just created it. Freddie, do you know? I was able to name VLANs today, but was using a 3725 image. You know what? I got this image right here. This guy right here. And you should be able to do that with that, but it keeps crashing on me. I need to figure that out, but I'm not going to be sitting here troubleshooting on this. I know the command, haven't used it today. I forgot. Well, that don't help me, Freddie. That's kind of like, hey man, you got a screwdriver? Yeah. Okay, can I borrow it? Well, it's at home. But anyways, let's see. You know what? Let's just move on and we'll view the. I'm gonna trust myself that I created that VLAN. I also got to do VLAN 20, which is for the managers. So configure terminal. No, we got to go into other VLAN mode. So VLAN database, and then from here we say VLAN 20 name is managers. Show VLAN database. I thought it was gonna be that, but let's see. I spelled managers wrong. Fat Finger Squad in the building. There you go. We managers. Managers. And let's try what Zachary said. Show VLAN database. That don't work. It's got to be something. It's got to be one of these, mother. Excuse my language, and let me stop them overusing the bruhs here. Show VLAN range. Show VLAN switch. What the heck is that? There you go, right there. Show VLAN switch. Oh, Zachary's driving. Zachary, it's actually show VLAN hyphen switch on a router. You see, Freddie? I know this is a router, but it has the EtherSwitch module connected to it, and you're supposed to be able to run these switch commands on this router. So that's a new one right there. Gonzalo, don't get too hung up on this. It's actually show VLAN brief on a regular switch. This is not a switch. I mean, yeah, this is not a switch. This is a router with the EtherSwitch module connected to it. In other words, they just have like this module. You just slide it in the router, and it got a whole bunch of ports like a switch. And you basically got a router switch, or some people would call it a swouter. Or you can't say switch. But anyways, it's show VLAN switch. We got to put in Fast Ethernet 02. So this guy right here. And let me close that so y'all can see. Kiori, you are not that late. We started, well, maybe you are. You're about 26 minutes late. So if I was a manager, I'd write you up or something. Or I'll give you a warning. But we'll let you pass today. Let's see. Yeah. So this one needs to be in VLAN. VLAN 10. That needs to be in VLAN 10 right here. And this guy needs to be in VLAN 10 here. Hopefully, it's the same way you do it on a regular switch, but we're going to learn this on the fly, I guess. Configure terminal. And I got something else to do right after this. And we're going to say interface FA 0/2 switch port. That works. Looks like it. Access VLAN 10. So now FA02 should be in VLAN 10, and we can verify that with show. What was the command? Show VLAN switch, which don't make no damn sense to me, but whatever. And there it is right there. Y'all see that? FA02 is now in VLAN 10 sales. And then there are no interfaces in the VLAN 20 database, so we just gonna leave that as is. And I believe we are done with switch 1. Router 1, let me verify his configurations. Show Kiari's like, okay, I'm sorry, my bad. I'll try to make it on time next time. Show, not show van. I'm on the router. What am I doing? Show interface, show IP interface brief. Show IP interface brief. And there we go. We got 10.0.0.1/28. And that was verified by Gonzalo Firestorm 855 and Smith Cherifont. So that was /20. Oh, by the way, this is down, so we need to bring that guy up, right? Y'all see that? Show interface FA1/0, and you can see it's admin down. And yes, we do have it as a /28. So you guys were right. Configure terminal interface FA1/0, no shut. And let's do a write while attempting to write. Okay, so it's saving. What else they wanted us to do here? In preparation for the VLAN configuration, configure hostname on the switches and routers as depicted in the topology. Keep in mind that the default mode of operation is server mode. Remember to use a crossover cable between the switches. Well, there's only one type of cable in GNS3. Task 2. Configure and verify switch 1 as a VTP server, which we have, right? Because how do we verify that? Does anybody remember? 3, 2, 1. Show VTP status, right? Show VTP status. We verified it's a server mode, right? And then configure and verify it as in server mode, and configure switch 2 as a VTP client. Both switches should be in a VTP domain named Cisco, all caps. Okay, so now we're gonna make switch 2. We're gonna put, I think, yeah, this needs to be in VLAN 10. We're gonna make him a client. And what else we need to do here? The interface should be configured and make it an access port. So let's console into switch 2. I keep calling it a router. Shout out Kiori for stumbling in late. You like that one student that come into class like trying to sneak in. Hey, Miss Kiori, please come in here. Come up front to the front of the classroom. I need you to explain VTP status and VTP configurations. Hold on. Let's see. Okay, so VLAN FA02. First of all, we need the host name, right? He's switch 2. FA02. Configure. What am I doing? Interface FA0/2. Switch port access VLAN. What we said, he needs to be in VLAN 10. Don't let me fat finger it today, y'all. VLAN, oh, y'all see what happened there? I didn't create the VLAN yet, right? Access VLAN 10 does not exist. Please add it to the VLAN database. On a regular switch, if you put a port in a VLAN and the VLAN does not exist, it's gonna say, it's gonna give you something different. It's gonna say the VLAN does not exist, but I'm gonna create it for you anyway. Apparently the router does not do that. So, and we can verify that with show. What was the command, Freddy? Show VLAN database. Come on, man. Not showing VLAN database. What I said, it was VLAN switch. -switch. Which don't make no sense, right? And it did not create VLAN 10. Y'all see that? A regular switch will do that. You put a port in a VLAN, it's going to say, this VLAN does not exist. I'm creating VLAN 10 now. Now it exists. And this port is in VLAN 10. So we need to create that VLAN. Configure. No, we don't go in that mode. We got to go to VLAN database like this. And we're going to say VLAN. Oh, you know what? We're not supposed to do this just yet. Because what we wanted to do was create the VLANs on this guy and let them propagate across the trunk like that. So let's not do that yet. And we're gonna see that all of this gets on there. So I'm getting out of that. We didn't create no VLANs just yet, right? We're gonna say Freddie's like, man, what is wrong with this guy? We're going to make him a client, right? So we're gonna say terminal. We're going to say VTP. What am I doing? VTP. New question. Is it mandatory to set the VLANs on the physical ports? I'm not understanding your question. I think I understand it. Is it mandatory to set the VLANs on the physical ports? No, it's not mandatory. No. So by default, you take the switch out of the box, right? You buy a buy a switch from Cisco, right? You take it out of the box. All the ports by default will be in VLAN 1 by default, right? And then from there you can move them to wherever you want, right? Let's say you can't delete. I don't think you can delete VLAN 1, right? But if you want to put them in other VLANs, then you could take, let's say, port number 49 or 47 and move it to VLAN 10 or 20 or 30. So they don't have to be in it, but when you take it out the box, they will all be in VLAN 1 by default. So it's not mandatory. It's just for security reasons, you want to put them in different different VLANs, because you take it out of the box and you just put it on your network. If somebody hacks into your network, you'll be like, oh, all these ports on VLAN 1. And it's easy to jump on there and hack your system. So for security reasons, you want to put them in different VLANs. Anyways, we're going to make him VLAN mode, right? Isn't that how you do it? VTP. How do we do it on the switch? Jesus. I mean, on a router. See, normally you would just do VTP mode clients. But on this, it don't work that way. Let's see. Maybe we got to go to VTP VLAN database mode. Let's try that. VLAN switch. There's a VLAN database. I can't remember. VLAN database. You go into VLAN database. Can you say VTP? There we go. Set device to client mode. There it go. See, again, these commands are different because this is actually a router with the EtherSwitch module connected to it. So I know I keep saying that over and over, but I'm just letting y'all know why I don't know these commands. Setting the device to client mode. So now we're in client mode. We can verify that with, we'll get out here. We're going to say in client state, no apply attempted. Exiting. So show VTP status. And now we're in client mode. But remember, we have no VLANs and stuff on here, right? Show VTP, show VLAN, Freddy, what's that command? Switch, right? We've got no VLANs in here, right? And no ports configured and stuff like that. Y'all gonna see the magic should happen once we create all the stuff we did on all here. They should all propagate across the trunk, and then all the VLANs will be magically appearing on the client there. Why don't we use an actual switch OS image? You could, but GNS3 is so buggy, man. And this image right here is supposed to work. It's made for, it's a virtual switch image. This one right over here, iOS VL2. So that's supposed to work. That's as a regular switch, but you know, this is a workaround, right? Basically. So I'm doing it the hood way. I'm starting the car with the damn hanger and shit. You know, my bad for cursing. Anyway, so what we was gonna do? This was supposed to be in VLAN 10, which we'll do in a little bit. Configure and verify. Oh, the VTP domain needs to be in Cisco. Let's go back to switch 1. Configure terminal, right? And we're gonna say no. He needs to be in VLAN database. VLAN. Jesus, Fat Finger Squad in the building. You got me. VLAN database, right? And then we're gonna say VTP domain, and the domain is Cisco, just like that. So now we check with get out of this. Show VTP status. So now he's in server mode. This guy right here, right? Move that up some, go down some. This guy's in server mode. The VTP domain is Cisco, so number of VLANs exists 7, and we've got 2 revisions. Anytime you make a change to the VLAN database, that would be considered a revision. I delete a VLAN, it's a revision. I add a VLAN, it's a revision. I modify a VLAN, it's a revision. So, well, no, not necessarily. I take that back because I only made two revisions apparently, and that was the 2 VLANs. But I also remember I spelled the name wrong. Oh, I didn't exit out. That's why. That's why. When you exit out of VLAN database mode, that's when the changes apply. So, and this is why I like doing it this way, because I'm talking and explaining this at the same time, and it helps me remember that. So now I know that it's not every action you make is considered a revision. Well, I can test that, but I don't have time to test that. I don't want to hold y'all up too much here. Configure and verify FA01, this guy right here, the trunk, as a trunk between switch 1 and 2, as an 8.802.1Q trunk. So configure terminal, we're going to say interface FA 0/1, not 4, Fat Finger Squad in the building. We're going to make him a trunk, right? Switch port mode trunk. And we're going to say encapsulation. Nope, you can't even do that, can you? Switch port encapsulation, switch port trunk encapsulation. There we go. .1Q. So we made that as a trunk. We need to go back over here and make that a trunk as well. And I think as soon as you make that a trunk, the VLAN should propagate across here, right? Let's go back to switch 2 and see if any of them came across yet. I doubt it. Show VLAN switch. That command just don't make sense to me. Nope, none of the VLANs are on there yet, right? So we're gonna go back to switch. We're on switch 2. Let's make that port right here, this port right here, a trunk. So basically, we're gonna allow all the VLANs across here. So we create a whole bunch of VLANs. They should theoretically propagate across this trunk like this here, and then all the VLANs will be on there. Jesus, push the wrong button there. All right, so configure terminal. Fat Finger Squad in the building. Interface. Y'all hit me with that like button, man. FA 0/1 switch port mode trunk. Y'all see how I'm doing this, right? When I do this, this hard codes that port as a trunk. So that means all VLANs are gonna be allowed. When we do encapsulation, oh my bad, switch port trunk encapsulation, there's 2 types of encapsulations you can do, but this one only allows one. .1Q. .1Q is the basically the IEEE standard, right? So is it IEEE? I can't remember, but it's basically an open standard that you can use on all switches. Back in the day, you could use ISL, which was a trunking standard, and that was proprietary. Like it was Cisco's model or Cisco's like version of trunking, but they kind of did away with ISL, and now all switches use .1Q as the trunking encapsulation. That's why we do it this way: switch port trunk encapsulation .1Q, and ISL is not on there. That stands for inner switch link. So it was just a way to, you know, trunk switches on Cisco switches. But like I said, they did away with that. Trunk encapsulation .1Q, right? So now let's see if they came across. Show VLAN switch. They're not there yet. Maybe because, let's see, configure and verify the switch. Okay, I put FA01 as a trunk, didn't I? I did. It is trunking. Show interfaces trunk. We'll see what's trunking. Nobody's trunking for some odd reason. Interesting. What am I missing here? Anybody? Show VLAN switch. I did that already. What am I missing here? That port should be trunking if I did that correctly. Show run interface FA interface FA 0/1. Unused for, okay, well, we can't do that. So, oh, it's shut down. That's why. Y'all see that? So we're gonna go to FA01, and maybe it's shut down on the other side as well. Let's do this before we open the floodgates. Let's make sure that this one is open. So let's save our work here, right? Right. You can do right, or you can just do copy run start. Show interfaces trunk. So he's not trunking. Y'all see that? That's how you can verify something's trunking or not. So if we do show run interface FA 0/1, we see that that mode is or that trunk, that port is shut down. So that's why why they're not going across. So we're gonna say interface FA 0/1 no shut. Show, there it goes right there. Y'all see that DTP trunk portion? Port has become a .1Q trunk. We got all kind of messages in our logs here. We do a show interfaces trunk. Now we can see what ports are being trunked on that switch, right? Now remember the other side. So we did that. We turned this guy up, right? Turned it on. So now all the VLANs is like water coming across the trunk or the pipe here, right? All the VLANs coming across the trunk, and then this port is still shut down. So those VLANs ain't gonna propagate yet unless we unshut this port. So theoretically, we should see the VLANs there, right? And we can verify that by going back to switch 2, we'll say show VLAN. What's that command again, Freddy? That's gonna be Freddy's command right there. Well, shout out to Freddy for telling us that he know the command, but he forgot it. I'm just messing with you, Freddy. Show VLAN switch. You see the VLANs are not on here, right? Y'all see that, right? We don't have a trunk yet. Show interface is trunk, right? We're gonna go here, configure terminal, FA01, that guy right there. We're gonna say interface FA0/1. We're gonna say no shut, right? That turns up the port. We should see all kind of messages flying like we did on the other switch. See, DTP, which stands for Dynamic Trunking Protocol. This port has become a trunk. The port is up. These messages right here let us know that it's up now today. I learned it today too, Freddy, so don't feel bad. And now we can verify we're trunking by show interface is trunk. Y'all see that? Now this trunking. .1Q is the encapsulation. We're allowing all the VLANs across the trunk. And if we do show VLAN switch, Freddy's favorite command, they did not propagate across there. So we're missing something else here. We made him a client for sure, right? Show VTP status. Let's see here. We should have 7 VLANs theoretically. By default, they come out of the box with 5, right? But we needed the managers and what was it, sales VLAN to come across. Oh, I think we need to put him. That's probably why we need to put him in that domain. So if we put him in that domain, I think we should be able to become a client. Yeah, the VTP domain. So anybody in a specific domain, they share the VLAN databases as long as they're trunked with each other, right? And one got to be a client and one got to be a server, or somebody else got to be a server. If you do transparent mode, you're not sharing VLANs with nobody. You just creating the VLANs on your own and you keep it contained within yourself. So let's do that. Let's see if we can fix the domain. So we do VTP, VLAN database to get into VLAN database. And we say VTP domain, and it was all caps Cisco. Changing domain name from null to Cisco. So there was no domain, now it's Cisco. And we get out of this. In client state, no apply attempted. Okay. So now we can't change the domain. Maybe we got to make him a client for, maybe we got to, let me see. Both switches need to be in the domain name. So maybe it's because I'm not going in order. VLAN switch. There they go. Y'all see that? I've got all the VLANs in here. Well, there's only 2. And the other one right there. That was the reason why we needed to put them in the same domain, and now the VLANs basically propagated across the trunk. So not only did we had to unshut this port, unshut that port, the VLANs came across, got propagated across here, but they got stopped. They didn't get stopped. They just didn't get propagated across here. Why? Because they need to be in the same domains. Once we did that, the VLANs propagated across the trunk. Remember, I didn't make these VLANs in here. If y'all don't believe me, rewind this video after the live lab. All right, so task 3. Configure verify FA01 between, we did that. So there's 5 tasks. We're at task 4 now. Configure and verify VLANs 10 and 20 on switch 1 with the names provided above, which we've done. Assign FA02 on both switches to VLAN 10. So we did it on this guy. That's in VLAN 10. We need to put this guy on VLAN 10. That's not going to get done automatically through VTP. So you got to do that manually, right? So we got to go to configure terminal. Oh, actually, it did work. That did work. Look at that. That switched too. That's weird. Interesting. I didn't even have to do that. That's pretty interesting. That's something else I learned. I didn't know that you could, maybe because I put it in switch. Y'all remember I attempted to do that earlier, but then it said it's not going to do that. It's not going to do that because VLAN 20 did not even exist. Right? VLAN 20 is what it needed to be in? VLAN 10, my bad. Yeah, FA02 needs to be in VLAN 10. And it is. Well, that's cool. Oh well. I don't know. Anyway, This interface should be configured as an access port. So let's go ahead and do that. Show run. Let me verify. FA0. Oh, I got to do the same thing on the other switch as well. FA0/2. Got to do interface there. Y'all hit me with that like button, man. It's in VLAN 10, and let's hard code it as a trunk port. I mean, an access port. Yeah, I know the difference between an access port and a trunk port, right? Any of the newbies, I know the guys that are ladies and gentlemen in here know this answer probably. But if you don't really know, you know, put what you think that the difference between an access port and a trunk port is. Interface FA0/2. He needs to be switch port mode access. So now he's hard coded as an access port. Show run interface FA0/2, and it don't go on there. But on a regular switch, it'll be on there. Access port, access pet. I'm assuming you mean port, but yes. What's the difference between an access port and a trunk port? We need to go on this guy right here and make FA02. That's in VLAN 10. For sure it is. There was something else that I needed to do on this side though. Oh, configure it as an access port, which I did. Assign both on VLAN 10. They are, so that's on VLAN 10. That guy's on VLAN 10. Now configure. Oh, we need to do the this port right here, Ethernet. Oh, you know what? I put this in the wrong port. Let me put this. How do I? You know, I gotta power this guy off to do that and stop him. Ooh, I hope that don't crash. You know what? I'm gonna leave it on there because sometimes I've seen it crash when I stop it, so I'm not gonna even do that, y'all. Let's go ahead and console into him. We just gonna make it Ethernet 00 for now. I've done it where that's one thing that I've seen happen where I stop it, try to reboot it. See, there it go. See? Is it launching? Oh, it's powering on. My bad. Access port, switch, untapped frames, trunk ports, tagged frames, VLAN IDs. That's correct, S-Smooth. Shout out to S-Smooth for that answer. I meant forward. Yes, it forwards frames. So, yeah, access ports they're not tagged because they're already sitting in a specific VLAN. Not only that, they are in a specific VLAN. Trunk ports allow all VLANs to come across. You know what? I think you meant untagged frames is the native VLAN, but is access ports switches untagged? We gotta look that up. Something was wrong with router 3, y'all. Maybe we might have to skip this step because if it crashes like it did on us yesterday, I'm consoling the router. I'm attempting to console in router 3. Router 1 works for sure, right? Doesn't router 1 work? Yeah, router 1 works. Let's go ahead and delete him for now. And remember, let's go ahead and delete router 3. I hope I don't delete everything else like I did in the other video. Make him router 3 again. We'll make him router 2. I don't even know why they named him router 3 in the book here. Power him on. No. Oh, that's why. See, I know why that happened. Y'all, let me cable this in first, and then I'm gonna power it on. I think that's what happened. I've seen it. My GNS3 for some reason crashes when I power these guys back, power these guys on, or power them off rather. I'm gonna go from here. He's FA02 to FA10 on that guy. Yes, I believe access ports doesn't add any VLAN IDs to the frame. Yeah, I think you're right. Because it knows, well, there's only one VLAN on this I'm set to, so why do I need to tag my frames? So I think you're right about that. If I had another monitor, I'll probably, look it up, and I don't want to put it up on this screen here. I ordered another monitor so that way I can keep this other stuff on over there. So now that we've done that, let's go ahead and power him on and try to console and see if that works. I'm trying to knock this out in an hour. We're almost done. We're on task 5 here, and it looks like it powered on. Let's go ahead and close these bad boys up. It's router 3. There it goes. Perfect. We're gonna name him router 1. Now, I mean router 2. So, oops, my bad. Okay, so router 2 has FA10. This port right here is gonna be 10.0.0.3/28 subnet. Y'all remember? And somebody else answered this one. Y'all remember what's the last octet in a /28 subnet mask? So I asked that question already, didn't I? If anybody else want to answer it, go ahead and answer that. Interface FA1/0 IP address is 10.0.0.3 subnet mask of 255.240, right? No shut. I'm hoping, let me see, let me make sure router 1 is up. Show IP interface brief. He's up. And then the last task, this is the final task here, y'all. I'm about to meet my hour mark, which was my goal, to try to keep this under an hour. I don't want these videos to be dragging along here, y'all. Configure router 1 and router 2 as fast Ethernet blah 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 interfaces with the IP addresses of 10.0.0.1 and 10.0.0.3 respectively, which we've done at the beginning of the lab and towards the end. Test connectivity via your VLANs by pinging router 1 from router 3 and vice versa. Now I don't know how they want us to do that if we ain't even got any routing on here. Does he? Oh, it's the same network. That's why. Show IP routes. And he should theoretically be able to ping across. Yeah, because they both in the 10 network. So basically, we're going to have router 1 ping router 2. That guy right there. Right? So basically, yeah, router 1 needs to ping router 2 by going across the trunks. Like that. And then this is in VLAN 10. And that's in VLAN 10. We need to make sure that that's correct if they don't come across, or we'll have to do some troubleshooting. Ping 10.0.0.3. That's my alarm clock. And there you go. For a second, I started getting nervous there. Pinging one more time for sake of completion. And we're good to go. Y'all got any questions or anything before we wrap this up? Kiori said, I'm a noob to network. In a way, I am too. So I'm learning with you guys. So this isn't me teaching y'all. I try to teach what I know, and then vice versa. Just like how S Smooth and I was discussing the difference between an access port and a trunk port. So I'm learning. You guys are learning. We're learning together. We try to lab every day. I try to do this around 8 o'clock. I don't think I'm gonna do it tomorrow. I'm gonna have my daughter. So I'm gonna try to do these Monday through Thursday. I'm gonna try to do that Monday through Thursday, 8 o'clock. We're gonna try to lab every day. And I enjoy your content. Appreciate that. I started a job as a network technician and work with Microtik. I think I heard of them. Routers. I just signed up for my CCNA and found your content yesterday. Appreciate that, man. I appreciate it. I've got a lot of content on CCNA exam. I've been working on tutorials and stuff like that, but these live labs are fun to me, man, because I like, joking with y'all and hitting the bruh on y'all and stuff like that. And plus I'm learning. And plus I had this book, which, by the way, this is the book that I was using. I always highly suggest you get this lab book. I will put a link in the description below for you to get this book. But it's 101 Cisco CCNA. This is the 4th revision of this book. Learn by doing. Like, you could sit here and read this theory all day long, but it's just going to go in and out of your ear if you're not labbing like the way I am right here. So that's how you practice, and that's how you get better, and you understand the concept better. For me, I always thought, when you teach, that's how you know the subject more, right? What platform can I support you, and whereby can I purchase your contents? I currently don't have that many, I don't really have any content. I'm working on, getting a website and stuff like that, but I have some side stuff that I'm doing. Plus I got a lot of projects at work. I don't really have any content right now, but you can hit me up on Twitter. I'll leave a link in the description below for all my social media platforms I'm on. I'm on Twitter. I'm on Instagram, but I just open it up because I know I got to brand my stuff. So what else? This YouTube channel, obviously. But anyways, It's yeah, 101 Labs, Cisco CCNA version 4. It's by Paul Browning and Farai Tafa. Farai is a CCIE. Paul Browning used to be in law enforcement for like 10 years or 20 years or something like that. And then he got into IT and became a network engineer and authors books like this. So this is a great book. If y'all can find this book, you can find it on Amazon. I'll leave a link in the description below for it. Yes, that book definitely helped, and Boston NetSim too. I've got Boston NetSim. If y'all want to do Boston NetSim labs, I'll fire those up as well. But I started this book, and I said, you know, I love this book, man. I'm gonna do these labs. Y'all see, and I've never done this lab right here. I've learned things on the fly. Now I know how to use the router with the EtherSwitch module. I'm gonna try to get the other image going here as well. Hope you keep it up with CCNA Lab every day. Gonna buy the book tonight. Yeah, thank you. Oh, I'm a chick, and I got that for you. Yep. That's great. Love to see women in STEM. I think it's awesome because it is a male-dominated industry. It's great to see a different perspective. Yeah, so kudos to you. You know, shout out to S Smooth for discussing that with me. Gonzalo, you've been quiet tonight. You normally in here joking and then giving me some tips here. Oh, that's right. You clocked in, or you came in late, right? Kiori did too. She kind of snuck in here. But yeah, that's all I got for y'all today, man. Tomorrow's lab will be, what is it? Same book, y'all. If y'all want to do it along with me together, you know, we'll do it together. That way, it'll be, you know, if I'm sitting here stuck on something, and then, you know, I don't know, Firestorm is like, oh, I got it. This is what you got to do. I'm like, okay, well, hit us up. Let us know how you do it. The next lab is lab 20. I did lab 20. Oh, how did I do VTP already? You know what? I skipped a lab, I think. No, I didn't. Next lab is, okay, we did VTP clients. It's lab 19, which is configuring VTP transparent mode. So basically, I'll explain it in the next video, but we got a server and a client, right? We create all the VLANs on the server. They get propagated to the clients. If you will have, let's say we had a third router in here or a third switch in here, and he's in transparent mode, none of those VLANs will propagate to him. All the VLANs that are created on him are created locally. They don't go nowhere else. That's called transparent mode. They can actually pass through him and go somewhere else. That's why it's called transparent mode. So that's gonna be what the next lab is about. But anyways, if you like this video, please comment below. Leave any last minute requests or, you know, whatever in the live chat there. In other words, comment, like, subscribe to the network.